PM versus vendor. Team play for success. Sponsored by Translate Stars.
I'm Gabriela and I have been a certified bilingual translator English to French and Romanian since 2010. I consider myself a beyond words vendor and I love being close to my PMs.
I'm Lucia Gutierrez, a localization project manager with almost 10 years of experience. I have worked in many different LSPs with many different hats, but always focusing on project management, as it is the job I enjoy the most.
Hi again, Lucia. Hope
Hi,
you are well.
Gabriela.
So today I have another topic. It's about Big Brother. Big Brother is
God.
watching us.
Oh God, such a hot topic, isn't it? Because
I think it's
all I can hear,
of
all I can read about is about AI and how AI is going to be the end of our industry. It's going to replace humans. Translators are not going to be needed anymore, and it's the end of the world. No.
It's everywhere. You open LinkedIn, you have posts about AI. You open, I don't know, Facebook, the same. Even if it's less, but on the same path, AI or how you can use AI ads about tools. So
Yes.
I think
But
this.
let me say just one thing before we get into the topic, because I think it's really important.
Okay.
And I believe AI is going to introduce another technological revolution that happened when computers came into place. So I think when computers came in, a lot of people said, "Oh, accountants were not going to be needed anymore, and writers will lose their jobs, and the computer is going to replace us." No, it didn't happen. It helped you. It streamlined processes, and that means that maybe less people is required to do the same job. But that doesn't mean that the computer replaced us. So I think AI is going to be the same case, but this is my personal opinion.
Personal and professional, I think, no, because we have to be realistic at the end of the day. Even if we don't like it, it's here, I think. So for example, in our industry, I think AI it's great for CAD tool integration, for example, and you can have a faster TM leverage. But post editing AI content can be counterproductive. For example, sometimes you spend more time to post edit than to real translate. So I've already said it. AI doesn't work for every type of content. Sometimes you have I don't know, marketing or I don't know, more creative translations, or using AI is counterproductive. But it's here.
Yes, what I think it's clever for vendors to do is to ask for a sample before accepting the project.
This is good advice.
Yes, because if you say no, I don't do any post editing at all, then my face will be a little bit like this. Just like thinking, okay, you are a business owner. I'm not gonna criticize that. By all means, do whatever you want with your business, but I think you are gonna be left out, because this is the future. This is where the industry is going, and this is what clients are requiring. They are asking for that. And yes, I do understand that post editing is, you spend more time sometimes, but that's why it's important to ask for a sample. If you see a sample and this is something you can work with, then you take on the project. If this is something that you cannot work with, then you tell the PM, because this is going to help the PM as well. If the PM gets a lot of responses from the same language pair saying that the quality is not good enough, the PM is going to start thinking like, okay, wait, maybe I need to reassess this approach.
Yeah, I understand. I also, when I read that colleagues don't do MTPE, I'm like, you should never say never. Maybe you should try it. But I agree with those saying that it doesn't work for every type of content. So, and I think PMs should know that. I know that sometimes PM, they are not the only one in an agency, in a company, but if they trust their translators, their vendors, and the vendors, as you said, maybe there are several vendors from several languages, say it really doesn't, it's counterproductive. It takes us more time to post edit than to translate. Maybe they should communicate and see which is a better solution. So maybe the communication, when it comes to I think communication is something very, very important to really see that if AI it's good for that project or for that task. I don't
Yes,
know.
because you need to be reminded that the pressure from clients is growing,
Yeah.
and the pressure from clients to use AI to reduce costs, to
Mm.
get things faster, that's something that LSPs they just can't avoid. Because if LSPs start saying like, oh no, we don't do this, oh no, we don't do that, then clients would just go do it themselves or just go to another company who does it,
Yeah.
and then the LSPs are losing the client, but not only the client, also the continuity with the client. If you have a established client that is asking you for machine translation and you say no, then they go to another company and you are at risk of losing that client.
You said about the rates. Yeah, there is a concern among vendors that when they ask you to maybe do post editing, or maybe I don't know, the client said I use AI only, I want only for a revision. They will say that the rates are lower. You will not have the same revenue as before. But let me tell you that sometimes doing post editing for several clients, the monthly revenue increased, that only for translation, because they realized that having MT Russian translation and human post editing, it will be better than only rely on machine translation, because we know that there are a lot of companies that tend to only do machine translation, and there are many that realize that no, let's also add the human factor. So, and the revenue is there. You just have to, I don't know, something about tools. Maybe you should learn more tools, or I
Or
don't know.
maybe you need to learn new skills. Like,
Yeah.
for example, post editing is not the same as translating.
Yes.
And well, I'm not a translator, but when I did the study translation, because I did the study translation, I remember on the first year, I was much less productive than on my fourth year. And then on my master's, I was even more productive.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a matter of learning a new skill, learning how to post edit, and give it a try. Not just one or two projects. No, give it some time so that you can be more productive. Because I bet that you also get used to doing post editing. No, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think uh, you need that mindset. Sorry. For example, you decide to do post editing, do it correctly, learn about it, learn new skills, learn new tools, try to have like a list or approach with steps. And if you see that maybe the PMs or even the direct client doesn't know how to approach it, they only ask for, okay, do the revision. Maybe you can advise them, and things will be better for the client, but also for you, because you know how to work for that client. And we know that every company and every LSP will always have work. I don't think that the work will stop, you know.
No.
So maybe the negative part is that doing the post anything a lot may be boring, you know, and sometimes as a translator you are feeling frustrated that you are doing things that you didn't do in your, I don't know, for example, for me, I finished, I graduated in 2010, so like 15 years ago. But maybe see the bright side of the process. I don't know, maybe mindset, and this
I
is my
think
key.
it's a matter of mindset, a matter of being open to using AI. And let's be real, AI is not just there for translating, it's there also to help you with other aspects. Like every translator is also their own PM in
Mhm.
terms of how to organize work, how to invoice, how to do all these ad hoc tasks that you do apart from translating. And AI can help you with that. AI can help you with email templates, for example. AI can help you with deadline estimation.
Mhm.
AI can help us with how to organize your schedule, like when you're more productive, when you're less productive, things like that. And you can make use of AI. So you don't have to be close, or you don't have to say like, oh yeah, I use AI, but just for translating. No, 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 no. You can use AI for everything. And I got some clients that we did say, yeah, we use AI, and they take for granted that we use it for translating, but we don't.
No, no, it's much. I don't know. That I don't know how to say it, but it goes beyond only the fact that you translate. It's a lot of things that you can do, as you said. But here is a thing. I don't know if I'm too negative about it, but I feel in my core, I feel that if we rely too much on the AI, we will be stupid. Am I wrong to have this
I
feeling?
think it depends on people. I personally believe that even if you see something or read something that AI is telling you need to have your human judgment, and you need to be able to differentiate what is good and what is not good, and don't take everything as it's good, it's perfect, it's real, because we know it's not the time, it's not always the time. So yeah, you shouldn't rely on AI to do everything for you, but you can use AI as your assistant, and
Yeah.
that way I think it's not going to make you stupid.
And how about all the because I also posted about the fact that if we rely too much on AI, we consume a lot of electricity, a lot of water. I think that I have colleagues that tell me I avoid using ChatGPT, for example, because I I don't know where my data is going. I don't know how they are working. Maybe they are, I don't know, they are using a lot of natural resources. I'm married to a technology. I always say that my kids are IoT devices, so I am for technology. But as a human, I also have some mixed feelings.
It's a real concern. I read an article the other day saying that each time you say, which is something that I do, unfortunately, it's time you say thank you and please to ChatGPT, you are
Mhm.
making use of useless electricity. Because for each word that you send to ChatGPT, each word is a kind of a token that takes electricity. So imagine how many people like me who are a little bit retards in that sense, that says please and thank you to ChatGPT, or even
We are
send prompts that mean nothing. Because sometimes I just send a prompt that say, yeah, okay, this is enough. I don't need anything else. I'm making use of resources that are not needed. So that's a huge concern, and that's something I think people should look into. But I know nothing about that. I'm a pure humanistic person. So
because personally, I asked my husband, he's using ChatGPT every day, and I was like, you know that you are consuming natural resource and everything. He's told me, but am I doing something bad? I don't know, stealing, or I am hurting someone? I said no. So this is work for me. I'm working. This is his opinion. For me, I don't use it as him. Maybe only one quarter of the the use he's putting every day. But I know that I use it to be more productive. So in my opinion, to conclude this episode, is I think that AI, first of all, AI is here to stay. So ranting on LinkedIn, always talking about this is getting a bit old for me. And maybe again, I always say that to colleagues, PMs are reading and are watching. And even if we are not enemies, I'm sure that if we have a nice communication and maybe with more positive things, the collaboration will be better. And another thing is, I don't know, for me, again, I think we should use AI for the good stuff, be more productive, checking if we use some good technical words for a technical translation. I did that 2 days ago. Maybe when we don't find the abbreviation, I did it like for the last project. It was a big technical project and there were many abbreviations. Maybe use it for the good stuff, use it for a good thing. I don't know, what do you think?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say that even if PMs send post editing jobs, that doesn't mean that they agree that post editing is the best service for that project. That's one thing.
Okay, this is good to know. Okay, this is
Yes,
real.
because sometimes salespeople come to you and say, like, okay, here's your project. And you can see a post editing project that it's not ideal because of the topic, but it has already been sold to the client. So what do? You have to stick to it. And you have to defend it in the best way you can,
Yeah.
even though sometimes it's not ideal. So that's one thing. But just as a conclusion, I think, as we said, AI is not going anywhere. This is the same as it happened with Google Translate, I don't know how many years ago, that everyone was saying, oh, we're going to lose our clients. I think it's a hype. I think it's going to come down after people realizes that you cannot make use of AI translations without post editing. So in the same way, when Google Translate came into place, that it was like a curve down,
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen the same with AI. The most important thing right now, you need to have clarity and you need to set the expectation, both to the client and to the vendors. If you set the right expectation and you say to the client, listen, I can do this faster, I can charge less if you want, but the quality is not going to be the same. So don't expect the same quality.
Yeah.
And to the vendor saying, I think it's important to note when you're sending a post editing job, if you want full or light post editing, so set the right expectation there. And then once we are all on the same boat, I think, and I always repeat myself because I'm a true believer of teamwork, but when we are all on the same boat and we all have the same expectation, I think the project will be a success.
And that's related exactly to the aim of this podcast, is to show that the PMs, the vendors, they work together for success. And when it comes to the big brother, the AI that scares a lot of people, a lot of colleagues, maybe even your colleagues, it's even if it's something that we don't truly understand or maybe agree with, we need to highlight the fact that a PM, a vendor, they should work together with AI, without AI, but be open, be transparent, and be honest.
Yes.
About using it.
Without a question, be honest.
Yeah.
So guys, what do you think? Do you think AI is gonna replace us at some point? Do you think we are just blabbering some bullshit? Or do you agree with us? Let us know, please. And see you in the next episode.
Yeah, with another real topic. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What you've heard are just our personal opinions. We by no means intend to impose our personal views on anyone. Feel free to disagree, throw tomatoes at us, or just drop a comment to let us know. Thank you!